Hi.
It's time for Blumpkin&Friends, starring your host, the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin.
I think they said something about, like, a podcast or whatever. I don't know.
Hey kids, I'm the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin, and with me here today is my friend
Graeme of ITRadio, or formerly of ITRadio.
Yay!
Sure and shit.
And continuing my series of episodes where we talk about someone's work life and such, getting to know the job they do, what it's like having that sort of career. Here is Graeme to tell us what he does for a living.
I can't tell you what I do for a living.
What the
Well,
fuck?
I can, but I can't tell you where I work.
You don't have
Not
to.
that you were going to. So I work in the quote-unquote collections department of my job. And it's pretty much a glorified customer service job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an actual collection agency. I do not actually make cold calls. I just deal with patients that are clients, patients, whatever, that don't want to deal with the collection agency, or that they have their health savings card and they have to make a payment. So I'm the one taking payments, do bankruptcy shit, deal with billing out things for them, insurance and whatnot.
So you would be the last rung on the ladder before the heavies call in, like Raoul with his lead pipe for kneecaps?
Pretty much.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Except I don't know anyone at this the main collection agency named Raoul.
It's a street name.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's not his Christian name.
Yeah. Nope, none of ours that I know of are the ones that go up with shotguns to people's houses and demand money. That was more like the 70s, 80s. Not in the cities. I don't think they can get away with it.
Give me the keys, motherfucker!
Pretty much. We're going to take your car. We're going to do this. But no, I am so dry when it comes to taking calls. Like, I just don't give a shit. I've worked there for 13 years.
As opposed to being moist when you're making calls?
Pretty
or
much.
What?
Pretty much. Well, it's the same 5 calls for me. It's either taking a payment, setting up a payment plan, billing in insurance, dealing with the fact that they don't want to deal with the collection agency, or being the middle person with the collection agency. It's pretty much 5 calls.
Do you have a poster of a kitten hanging from a clothesline in your cubicle that says, hang in there?
No.
Do you have a Polaroid of a man in the Philippines who committed a shotgun suicide to remind you that it's not quite that bad of a day yet?
No, but I do have one of those, just remember, if you're having a bad day, you're going to die soon. I do have a picture.
Words to live by.
I do have a picture. I do have a picture of Ralph Steadman's Hunter S. Thompson as a bat. Kind of like the Bat Country thing. This was after Hunter S. Thompson died. I have John Wayne's Life is Hard, Life is Harder When You're Stupid quote with him. Pretty much meaning towards coworkers and whatnot. I do have Focus written up on the top of my cubicle for fuck off because you're stupid.
Is that because you're such a fan of Exhibit's single "What You See Is What You Get"? Because he keeps saying the word focus repeatedly in the song.
No. It had nothing to do with Pimp My Ride in any way, shape, or form.
Well, this was his album 40 Days and 40 Nights.
No.
Nothing to do with Pimp My Ride.
No. Nothing to do with Exhibit whatsoever. God damn it. No, it was on Facebook that blah, 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 fuck off because you're stupid. And so it just says focus, and then in very, 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 like, 1-point letters.
Oh.
So, focus, you're, cause,
I got you.
Yep. So they'd have to be, like, this close to my cubicle wall to be able to actually read off what it says.
I don't have a cubicle. I have a workstation, and it's like a room they've cordoned off with a desk. But we're not allowed to have, like inspirational sayings or even a personality where I work, so we can't do anything like that. Some people get away with having, like, wallpaper on the desktop. Somebody had, like, a grizzly bear with its paw up that says, I'm going to have to stop you there. That's more bullshit than I can handle. And I'm thinking to myself, how do they not get in trouble for that? Another person had a picture of a handgun that was just a bunch of smaller handguns making up the shape of the gun.
And see, that would be technically offensive, especially where you work.
Well, you're promoting gun culture and technically gun violence.
Yeah. No, I just have a picture of Dead Mouse eating cheese.
Oh, that works.
As my background, yeah. I'm trying to remember what else I've had. I've had Bear and Loathing in Las Vegas. So it was a bunch of bears I've had other Deadmau5 backgrounds, but pretty much I have it so where my screen, I can see that if IT decided that they were going to jump on my computer, that I'd be able to notice because there's just enough background showing on the outside of my open windows that I'd be like, oh wait, the screen's black, somebody's on my computer. So if the IT jumps on my computer to help, the background drops off.
Help, as opposed to spy on you?
Yep. So I don't like white backgrounds. I don't like red black backgrounds. It has to be black. Somebody told me...
You don't even like saying backgrounds, apparently.
No, I don't. Somebody's like...
Doesn't it feel like you're going into a tunnel?
What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean going into a tunnel?
Well, your background's black.
So?
But it feels like you're going into a tunnel.
It's frustrating.
You're an idiot.
You should probably ask them for whatever they've been smoking to give you some. That sounds like good stuff.
Then I turn around and they still have the HP logo background because they never actually changed their background.
Or a picture of their wife and kids.
No.
Where they're like crying in front of Santa Claus.
Pretty much. They have those now at Target.
Do they?
There's like 6 cards right now that you can get so somebody else's family on the cover now that Christmas season is all coming up. And yep, there's at least 2 that I saw where the kids are crying sitting in Santa's lap or for the family photo.
Oh.
So you're going to send that picture to somebody else. Hey, this is my family. Here you go.
Nice.
Yeah. It's kind of like the old school picture, or they've got other ones where it's like birthday cards and stuff where it's other people's families. It's like, okay. Then you send it to them. They're like, why did you send that to me? Because it was funny when I looked at it. I thought you had my sense of humor. Fuck off.
It's better than a newsletter explaining all the great things their shitty family's up to.
Pretty much.
So old ladies that owe money for stuff.
Old ladies, young people, doesn't matter.
What's that like?
It's not too bad. Mostly people will apologize because they didn't, I put my bill in my paid pile, or, sorry, it got shuffled into something, or my husband took it and doesn't give me the mail. There's a house number somewhere else down the road. My mailman sucks. You guys suck. I've had one lady, every time that it hit pre-collect, and finally we just gave up and sent her directly to collections, she would try telling me, why are you, it's almost Christmas. That was one excuse. Then she was a priest. Then she was a school teacher. Like each time, like, I'm just a school teacher trying to survive. I thought you were a pastor. I didn't, and like each time I was the same one that was getting her. There's 6 people, but for the most part, like, people either know to ask for me if they've talked to me before, especially if they get a couple of my coworkers like, fuck, does that guy work in there? I don't remember his name, but I think he takes payments. But yeah, that lady was crazy. And then one guy, this was either right after I was leaving, because I was with wrestling for about 2 years before I quit while I was working there. And either that or right when ITRadio started, where I was a complete insomniac. And I still have to take sleeping pills or I won't sleep. And one guy was like, how do you sleep at night? Sending people collections and billing them. I don't.
What?
He did not have a clue what to say. And this was after he told me that he lived in a box in his car down by the river. Except he was a school teacher. But still. But I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, how do you sleep at night sending us to collections? I don't. He couldn't figure out what to say after that. Because I don't think he expected an actual response to said question.
They never do.
No.
I get those sales calls from people trying to sell me extended warranties on my car. And I always tell them, like, well, by the way, I have coverage, extended coverage I purchased through the February 2019 when I purchased it. So if you want to go ahead and take me off your call list. And one time I had some lady, I'm like, well, hey, just for shits and giggles, where are you calling from? She's like, New Jersey. I'm like, okay, so I have to ask. Giants fan? Jets fan. She's like, Giants fan. I'm like, okay, good answer, because nobody wants to admit to being a Jets fan. And then we started talking football for like 3 or 4 minutes.
When I just left DirecTV to go to Comcast, and if these, even though I'm sure when you call DirecTV, they're not based out of Minnesota, so they don't realize that we're pretty much stuck with one provider. And so I'd call up DirecTV and, I'm just changing providers. I don't say what company. Oh, why are you leaving? Oh, come on, man. And one guy was like, oh, so do you play video games? Like, all of a sudden, like, as I'm canceling my stuff, I was like, yeah, I play Xbox and whatever. And we started talking video games for like 5 minutes. Oh, yeah, I'm a PlayStation 4 guy. Where that conversation came through, I have no idea. I was just trying to cancel my service.
Maybe he didn't take his medication that day.
Maybe. I don't know. I have called up, when I first signed up with DSL, for whatever reason I was getting slow-ass speeds. Well, DSL usually is slow-ass speeds, but I'm talking crawling speeds. Like if I tried accessing my phone in your basement, and I had somewhat of a signal, that's about how fast it would be. And
What are you saying about my basement?
It's all cement.
Okay. Plus, I live in kind of a dead zone.
So, yeah, because I've been upstairs and I'm right next to the window and I'll find this thing out about Jeff Hart. Never mind, fuck it. So I called up slow speed, so I called up and they're like, oh yeah, we can get somebody else out tomorrow. Okay, so I just decided at like 10:30 at night, fuck it, I'm going to call them back. Yeah, I'm still getting slow speeds. Maybe I can get somebody else to fix my issue. And it's winter, it's snowy out, it's 10, 20 below with a wind chill going on in Minnesota. And she's like, oh yeah, somebody's outside right now or outside your area working on the stuff. So if I go outside, I'm going to find somebody. He might be at a neighbor's house. Okay, so I'm going to go walk down my street and see if I see this CenturyLink van. Oh, I was like at 11 p.m. at night. Oh, sorry, it's sunny out here. Obviously, you are not in the United States.
I've had one of those because one time I had a red ring of death on my old Xbox 360. Mm-hmm. I've had 5 of those, by the way. 5 Xbox 360s. Neil would remember the order, but I think I had 3 of them with red rings of death. Anyway, point being, I called customer service and the guy sounded kind of Dutch. I'm like, well, what's the warranty window on this? He's like, oh, it's, I think it was July. I think he said like July 21st at 7 a.m. Like, really? Yeah, so the window of the warranty would be closed. I'm like, well, I don't know where you are, but I'm in Minnesota in the United States, and it's still July 20th, and it's only 9 p.m. So technically, yeah, the warranty's still valid. So why don't you go ahead and send me out one of those boxes to ship it in? And he's like, oh, I suppose it is. I'm trying to make him sound Canadian. He's not. I don't know.
Hey.
Should I send you out the box for your video game console so you can send it to us for repair? I can do that for you.
So he went from Canadian to somewhat Arabic?
No. He is not talking like, I'm calling to tell you that you cannot get a replacement Xbox 360 because of all the war with the great Satan out west. Burn in hell!
My brother-in-law just had to replace his PS4 like 4 times.
Jesus!
Because for whatever reason, I think it was so he'd sent it back and he'd say, this particular video game is not working. So his hard drive was failing or something. And they'd send him the same box back. The same console back. And it's still not working. So he'd call back. And finally on the 4th time, he had a nice lady on the phone. She's like, yeah, you've dealt with this too many times. We're just going to give you the refund. Go to Walmart, pick up your new one, and because it was under extended warranty, but we've tried multiple games. Obviously, you didn't try the one that I keep telling you I've been trying to play. Because, yeah, he can be as brutal as I can. But I try to get all my phone calls done in 5 minutes, and it's instilled in my brain that I have to stick with the problem until it's solved. Mm-hmm. And if I can't figure out the problem, I will figure it out. I won't be like, I can't stand customer service people that do, and I'm not sure. I've got coworkers that have worked with me as long as I've been there or longer, and those same 5 phone calls, they act like it's a brand new phone call, like they've never worked there before. After 10 years of working with one person, I had a lady call, yeah, I spoke with somebody else. I think she was new. Right. Yeah, 10 years new? Sure. Somebody else last week just had another one. She seemed kind of new. No, she's not new. Not even close.
Oh.
Not even close. You know, if you want, you can talk to my supervisor. And of course, nothing has ever done, but...
Of course not.
Yep. Or if, yeah, they can call, well, I paid this. No, actually, it was declined. Your card was declined. Oh. Yeah, if you, as long as you can prove them wrong, their demeanor changes. But my voice does not change. It's still the dry, yep, and people actually think I care when I'm, oh yeah, that really sucks. No, I really don't give a shit.
I'm the same way at work where they'll ask me something. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a big bunch of... Hey, I had a room full of inmates. I think I've told this story before. A room full of female inmates say, hey, we all decided that you're hot and you have pretty eyes. Like,
that's nice.
Cool. I came this close to saying, well, from 4 out of 5 of you, that's meaningless. Because then it would prey upon the mystery of which one of them I would actually care is saying that.
I've had coworkers that have all of a sudden, they used to be 300 pounds, whatever, and then got on that healthy kick and started doing P90X and all of that, and start slamming people for everything that they eat. And, yep, I'm pretty much 155 pounds, and I can eat whatever I want pretty much. I still have a pretty decent metabolism.
Yeah, fuck you, by the way.
But, no, I still do my DDP yoga. Yeah, or it's the depression meds that I'm on that keeps me on, because I've been on other depression meds where it's like, oh, I'm 180 pounds. That really helps you out when you're fucking depressed.
That sounds like Seroquel.
It was, I'm on Wellbutrin. No, was it Wellbutrin? I don't remember. I don't even know what the fuck I'm on.
You know what the fucking street value of your Wellbutrin is?
Cheap.
Oh my God, do the dopers love Wellbutrin. It helps them come down off the dope to stave off the signs of withdrawal in between where they can score a hit.
I don't have any of those friends, so I wouldn't know.
Well, I'm just telling you from experience being told by a correctional facility nurse that Wellbutrin is a hot commodity on the street and people abuse the shit out of that stuff.
That I would not know.
Well,
yeah.
You learned something today.
Yes, I can't remember what the other one was. Yes. What the other one was, but yeah, all of a sudden I ballooned up. Yeah, that really, really helps you out. Fuck.
I'm sad and I'm fat. And
yeah.
Sadder.
So anyway, so this dude was
nachos.
Nachos.
I had to throw that last parting shot in.
So to keep myself sane at work, I go out to eat every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I could, and this is my whole reasoning. I get out of the office for half an hour. I get in my car. I can swear at other fucking drivers. I can listen to music, even though I listen to music at work. But I can still swear. Not that I don't swear at work, but I can swear, and hopefully they will see me in the reflection. And so I had Wendy's one day, and he's over trying to show off his new PX90 moves that he learned. And he's like, yeah, I wish I could eat that. And I was like, that's nice. Oh, I didn't know that offended you. I didn't realize... Well, actually, I found out through my sister that if I said that's nice, that it completely pisses the person off. Just, you have to... They could be like, oh, blah, blah, that's nice. Like, don't give a shit. Yep, I got an email about 5 minutes later. I'm sorry that you're so sensitive about the topic of what you're eating. No, I'm sorry that you're so offended the fact that I said that's nice because I wanted to eat my food in peace. I don't give a shit if you're doing P90X and you can't eat and whatever. Don't fucking ruin my lunch.
Shut up and drink your green juice smoothie, jackass.
Yeah.
That reminds me of an episode of Metalocalypse where the band Death Clock is interviewing all their employees. And they're fucking with this guy. Murderface is just fucking with this guy incessantly. And he says something, the guy gets pissed, so they throw him out. He's like, you see how he's pissed off, but I'm fine? That's called being a dick.
You're listening to Blumpkin&Friends.
Yes, okay, so going back to when I very, very first started, there was a guy, the guy didn't like my answers, and I went right off the bill, or it was his fault, whatever. He's like, you know what, I'm going to report you to the Attorney General's office. Okay, whatever. He was one of those guys...
You can't see the face I'm making, but it's like bewilderment, like, are you fucking serious?
He's one of those guys that probably has the legal pad of Attorney General's office things.
Yeah.
And everybody that pisses him off, he just sends it out to him. not to the Attorney General. Well, he sent it to me saying this is what I'm sending. So I give him my name. I give him the first spelling, or the spelling of my first name. He spelled it wrong. I wouldn't give out my last name because I don't have to. It's like if you're working retail, you don't have to give out your last name.
This is true.
And so he sent me this letter, and somebody stole it out of my filing cabinet. But he put on there name spelled G-R-A-M or G-R-A-H-A-M, whatever. Totally, completely wrong. And last name, asshole.
That's going to get a response.
And
Ram asshole.
Exactly. And it didn't dawn on me, even after I started saying that I'm the office asshole, just because I don't pull, nope, I'm going to punch you when you're down. I don't give a shit. If you're fucking stupid, I am going to call you out on your stupid ass bullshit. If you can't, you've worked here longer than I have. It's the same 5 questions. You should be able to figure out your own job. I should not be the glorified customer service for customer service to figure out I can't figure this out. Can you take the call? Why? I don't get it. I'm on the phone for less than 2 minutes after they transfer the call. So I also help develop the system, so if they fuck up in any way, shape, or form with the system, I'm like, you're putting it in wrong. I'll go up like, why is my screen not doing whatever? Just walk up, caps lock, and I just walk away backwards, and they're just looking at me. I did that last week. They're like, why isn't it working? See, look, it flips back to the screen. Like, that does it? Just walk away slowly. Yep.
So you're that guy. So many people go home at night and fucking complain about how much they hate you.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. I would not fucking doubt it.
Back to your Graeme asshole.
Yes.
All you need to find is a girl with a chocolate bar and some marshmallows, and you got yourself a Saturday night.
I don't like marshmallows.
It's not for you. I have had some interesting on-the-phone customer service experiences. One, I had a period of time where I kept getting robocalls on my Verizon phone. And I'd pick up, and it would always just say restricted. I'd pick up, and I'd say hello, and then there'd be beep. Like, are you fucking serious? Beep. What the beep? Every time I talk, it'd beep at me. Right? So something was broken with their system. So I complained to Verizon, and it didn't do anything. They kept up. In fact, when I was on the phone with them, and I told this, when I'm on the phone with you, I get more of them in rapid succession than any other time of day. They're coming literally from sun up to sundown every day of the goddamn week, and you're telling me you don't know who's calling me. You don't know why this number's coming through your fucking switchboard. You're the provider of my service. Figure this shit out. And they wouldn't do anything. That was call number 1.
And if it's restricted, you can, unfortunately, block the number.
Right. They're like, well, what you can do is we have this security and family savings plan for an additional $4.99 a month, and it'll stop you from getting those restricted calls. I'm like, so let me get this straight. You can't tell me who it is. You can't stop it unless I pay you more money to stop something you should already be providing for me as a service to prevent me from being harassed.
And this is why Verizon sucks.
And then I let the FCC know. And then that didn't do shit. And the calls kept coming. Second, third call. I got so pissed off, I contacted the Federal Trade Commission. The calls suddenly started to become fewer and fewer. And what I said to them is, I feel like I'm being scammed into purchasing additional services because it's operating on their system. It's happening more when I talk to them on the phone. They can't tell me who it is or won't, and they keep pushing this extra service to get it to stop. It seems like they're doing this to trick people into buying an additional service on their line.
They've gotten, I don't know if it's been that exactly, but I've followed through whatever with various electronic websites where the FCC and Federal Trade Commission and the EFF, so they're kind of the
Team America World Police of electronic communications.
Or the internet, yeah. So, dealt with them like when Comcast, back when you used to be on net radio, and there was the one phone call that after 40 minutes we're like, fuck it, we're not going to deal with them because we were on hold for that long, where they were throttling my service. As soon as I'd start an upload, my download service would be crawling. I couldn't upload 3 megabyte file should not take 20 minutes. It should take, even on DSL, maybe 5 minutes.
So you know these things. I don't know the technical
Yeah.
specs.
And so when I switched back from CenturyLink to Comcast, they're like, oh, were you with us before? Yep. I'm like, I don't have any restrictions or anything like that on my account. No, it doesn't say don't give this guy service. Okay, just making sure, just because there was 3-4 months that I had to deal with you guys. And luckily enough, I got one customer service person that just got off a cancer scare, so she felt
Giving
horrible.
a shit.
Yeah, she felt horrible that I couldn't do anything, and she'd even call me like from home to be like, because she could check her messages from home. So she's like, just checking in. So I heard that you left me a voicemail and stuff like that, and it's, yeah, I was like, just making sure that I didn't have any issues. I originally started with Sprint, went to T-Mobile, left T-Mobile, went back to Sprint. Now I'm back with T-Mobile. When I left T-Mobile, and I was only on my own line, I'm not with Bethany, I switched in between start and date, so they weren't going to prorate. They were just going to charge me for the whole month. Mm-hmm. I was like, please explain to me where in your terms and agreement. Well, it's on there somewhere.
It's on there somewhere.
I need to find out where it says that I would be prorated. And every year or every 6 months they update it, so depending on when you started. And finally I got one guy, he's like, so why did you leave T-Mobile? This was when I first left T-Mobile. Oh, because of the possible AT&T buyout. Oh, okay, well, I just cleared out your account. Like, he was fine. And I stopped me if I did bring this up on the show, DirecTV, when I first started with them, where I called and they bent over backwards and handed me everything I possibly wanted. Did I not go through this?
No.
So when we got a new owner at the apartment building that I was in, and I said, hey, can we get DirecTV? Because I'm having issues with Comcast. I don't like them. And they're like, yeah, we can set it up. And it's the middle of February. It wasn't negative because it was actually snowing. Because the day that the guys showed up, they were plowing the lot. So it might have been 10 degrees, if maybe 0. And to me, that's nothing. But still, you got to get on the roof and whatever. So all of a sudden, my former landlord knocks on the door. DirecTV's outside. So he's sitting in there waiting. And we're waiting. Maybe he's eating a sandwich. Waiting. The dude took off. Never called. Multiple people saw him in the parking lot, because actually the former landlord got fired that day. But he was still just letting us know, because he was still in the landlord apartment, and so he, right outside his window was the CenturyLink or the DirecTV guy, and the owner and the new landlord were out working on the streets or the parking lot, so they all saw this guy. Never saw him once get out of his car. So at noon, actually, because they all knew I was waiting, at noon, didn't show up, so I called at 12:01. Oh, it's snowy, it might be, okay, wait another half an hour. So it was one of those 8 to 10, or 8 to 12 windows. Call back at 12:45. Okay, so I could have been at work, granted it was a Saturday, I could have been at work making money, but no, I had to sit around and wait. Well, what do you want us to do? How about you credit my account $100 for every hour that I have to wait? Ha ha ha, whatever. We can't do that. Okay, so you're going to charge me when I can't have this service. Called back later. Or I even said like $40, whatever. Like, nope, we can't do that. Called back. He said that he left a note on or tried buzzing, calling, and left a note on the window. He never got out of his car. Well, it says that he did. Then he stopped answering his phone calls. So he was in trouble.
Oops.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, so I called back again. Still, they couldn't get a hold of him. And I decided to go all social media. This is 2008. So Twitter was around for about a year, but it was becoming the new thing. 93X had no idea what Twitter was yet, because I didn't even remember them talking like, what's this Twitter shit? Now it's all Twitter this, Twitter that. If you guys could only remember when you first said, I don't know what Twitter is, and now that's all you talk about with celebrities and sports people. So blasted them saying, okay, you guys told me 8 to noon, never showed up. Then you told me 1 o'clock, then 2 o'clock. I have wasted my entire day thanks to you guys. And you're lying to me and saying that you can't credit my account. Or no, I said, well, how can we make this up to you? How about you give me an HD DVR? No, we can't do that. Then pay me $100 an hour because that's pretty much what the HD DVR was going to cost. And nope. Finally, at about 7 o'clock, I went to the Rosedale Mall, and as soon as I pull in the parking lot, I get a call from the president's office, like the CEO president's office of DirecTV, on a Saturday night. And this lady was so apologetic. She's like, I saw, and this is when I had the feedthisblog.com. I still have it, but it was like, DirecTV, this is bullshit, and they don't want any negative press. When you search DirecTV, that was coming up.
Really?
With news and stuff like that, yeah. Like DirecTV issues, or with the hashtags and everything, they didn't want bad press. How can we make this up to you? I'm really sorry. The guy said this. He's actually not going to get paid. This will actually be deducted from his paycheck. So instead of him getting the regular paycheck, his $107, which was still free to me, is being deducted out of it. So his $800 paycheck is now $600 something.
$693.
Yep. And she's like, I was like, any chance I can get another HD DVR? Yeah, we can do that. And like, I had credits. I had an HD DVR. Didn't have to pay extra for it. They bent over backwards. All because I posted
on social media to put them on blast.
Yep.
Well, my Verizon story wasn't actually done. I'm glad that yours came to a good ending. Mine, not as much, because I finally had to call again and complain, because it happened a few more times. It went in waves for months. And finally I called and I got this lady. Clearly she was black. And we're talking and I'm telling her the problem. I'm like, well, this is bullshit, because you guys keep giving me the runaround about why you can't stop. She's like, okay, you don't need to swear at me. I'm like, I didn't swear at you. I swore around you. If I said, look, bitch, which I didn't, and I'm not, that would be swearing at you. There's a very important difference here. And besides, we're not at church. All right? I don't need to watch my mouth. We're grown-ups here. And I am a church-going person. I'm like, well, I'm not. So I'm sorry about your hypersensitivity. Well, that's your problem. Good for you. Like,
Did they ask you a question?
She did not ask me a question. I'm like, well, Jesus, am I going to have to file another complaint with the Federal Trade Commission about you guys? Well, you go ahead and do that then. What is your name? My name is Sharon. Do you have a last name, Sharon? I'm the only Sharon in Tampa.
I highly doubt that.
Well, most people would probably pronounce it Sharon.
Yeah.
I'm the only Sharon in Tampa. I'm like, okay, Sharon, well, thank you. Is it possible you could shoot me up the ladder and I could talk to somebody? And I think she hung up on me. Bitch. Which, by comparison to, I had some issues with U.S. Bank Home Mortgage, which is who my home loan is through, or at least got purchased by. And I sent them $1,000. In the memo, it says, apply to principal. They got it. They applied it to my next 1 1/3 payments. Like, why isn't my principal going down? I called them. Oh, yeah, they applied that wrong. Let me fix that for you. Apply to principal. So what it did then is it took away 1 1/3 payments from me. So then I got a bill 3 days later saying that I had missed a payment on my mortgage. I'm like, whoa. I paid you people twice in a week. It's not my fault that the first person didn't know how to apply the fucking money to my principal as I asked in the goddamn memo. It even said it in plain fucking English. And then I paid my monthly goddamn mortgage rate. I've been 1 or 2 months ahead the entire duration of the mortgage. I'll sit here for 10 seconds while you look that information up. I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts it's going to tell you I've been 2 months ahead for the last 6 months. How many people do you have paying you 2 months ahead of schedule just because they have the money lying around and they don't want you to feel like they're a shitty person to loan money to? And a lot of rigmarole, and it all got fixed, and I was fucking furious. How do you not simply apply to principal? There has to be a spreadsheet with my loan information. I'm assuming. Maybe that's on me for thinking that it's more intricate and easy to handle, for like more user-friendly of a system than it really is. But still, $1,000 off principal, and then I'll send you another payment. What the fuck? People told me, oh, you can make an extra payment, every other week, and then you'll pay off your mortgage way sooner. I'm like, why don't I just pay off parts of the principal, and then towards the end of the loan, I'll owe less on the principal, which means I should owe less in the fucking percentage of interest.
That is correct.
Because I think with how mine...
Ass clowns.
Because I do it bi-weekly for the payments, so I think part of that does get applied to the principal if it's 3 payments within a month.
Yeah.
But I really just, hey, it's coming out of my account as long as I've got the funds in there. I just don't care.
Well, it relates to like my retail experience. Mm-hmm. Yours is on the phone. Mine's in person, which sucks way worse because you have to keep on a game face. I had a guy who wanted to buy a bird feeder display. It was the last one I had. No sign on it. Had no idea what the SKU number was. This is when I worked at Menards, by the way. For people that hear the word SKU. Not DPCI when I worked at Target.
Most people, most shit, even that Target, it still says SKU, though.
Does it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And when working at Spencer's and Hot Topic, yep, SKU.
SKU you.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm trying to find it, and he's giving me the business big time. He's like, well, how are you going to find it? I'm like, I'm looking through the system. I'm looking through every bird feeder I got and trying to see where I have a quantity of 1 or 0. And I'm looking in the description. Trust me, I'm going to find it. And he's like doing laps back and forth, pacing by my desk. He's like, well, how long is this going to take? I'm like, I put my hands to together like I'm praying, put in my mouth like, okay, sir, do you or do you not want my help? Because I'm not going to continue to purge the entire system for information if you're going to jump up my ass. I'm gladly going to sit here and pour through all these 1,000 SKU numbers for you so you can get the item you want. I'll do that for you. All you got to do, back off. Like a switch. His disposition became a lot sunnier.
I just was at Target the other day, and guy went up to... he bought probably the last 3 items of Halloween merchandise. His bill came out to $127.
$127 or $1?
$1.27.
I was going to say it was 90% off.
He got socks or something, and so she's looking for the SKU. She's like, how about 10 cents?
Sold.
Pretty much, yep. Yeah, so he's like, here.
I almost bought a Captain America costume because it was 70% off, and it was the one with like the puffy fake muscle. It was the adult size one, obviously. I almost bought one because it was going to be like $12. I'm like, I don't know where I'd wear this or why.
But I might as well buy it.
But I feel like I almost need it because it's so cheap. I withheld, and then they were gone like the next day. Like every costume was gone. More shitty customer service stories. I have so many. Home Depot, I had a lady who bought a patio set. 8 pieces. 6 chairs, a table, and a fucking umbrella. Buddy, shut the fuck up! So she buys this, and we get on the flatbed cart. She's like, yeah, that should fit. I'm like, you got your vehicle outside? Yeah, it'll fit in my vehicle. It'll be fine. We go outside in front of the store, and I'm like, where's your car? And I'm seeing like van, SUV, truck, SUV, and she points the next road like over, like almost halfway across the lot.
Mini Cooper.
No, it was a Toyota Camry, and it was in a handicap spot. So I thought to myself, you got to be shitting me. Are you fucking serious right now? Just make your poops and go away. I'm telling a story. Son of a bitch. Fuck you, buddy. And she goes to me, oh, do you think it's not going to fit? I'm like, lady, look at the size of these boxes. You can't tie anything to the roof of your vehicle around here. You'll get pulled over. And if it falls off and you kill somebody, do you really want that on your conscience if they have to swerve around it and they roll a van full of kids? Come on.
Nice.
And then she just looks at me like, I suppose I should come back with another vehicle. Oh, do you suppose? Do you think that is what you should do? Because look at the size of these boxes and the combined cargo space available inside of your fucking Toyota Camry. Clearly, your disability is physical in nature. Which I was insinuating was mental.
Yeah.
Now, I was glad to deal with, as opposed to this lady at Menards one time. We were putting up sale signage. Once a week, you had to put up the sale signs and bin tags. And there was this sale sign that was moved onto another box to get at something. And whoever put it out there didn't move it back. Well, she walks up, and she wants to buy 3 of this very specific colored shelving system. 3 of them. The price was 1/3 of the cost. And she tries to go up front, and they're like, well, you'll have to talk to the manager about that. I was the manager on duty in the department. And I tell her, I'm like, oh, that shouldn't be that way. Somebody just moved that sign. This actually goes here. Here's the price. Well, no, that doesn't work. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, that's the price that I want. That's the price you're going to give me. I'm like, no, lady, the guy was just over here a few minutes ago. And he's helping somebody else. He got distracted. I'm sorry for the confusion, but I can't sell it to you for that price. I'll lose my job. That's below cost by like a lot. The best we can do is give you 10%. Well, no, this is perfect. This is exactly what I'm looking for. This is the perfect one for me. And there was no convincing her that it was not going to be going in her favor.
Did it say what the text was underneath it, like what the product was?
On the sign. And finally, she starts almost crying. I'm like, you understand that if I sell it to you for that price, I will get fired, and then I cannot afford rent and food. Well, what about me? You flipped it around for me. What about you're making me pay this higher price, and that's taking money out of my purse, so I can't put food on my table. I'm like, well, no, you're trying to force me to sell it to you at this price, and you're not taking no for an answer. Nobody's holding a gun to your head and saying you have to buy this. You don't have to. I'm not forcing you. You're trying to coerce me into giving you a deduction that I can't do. Then she gets the store manager. Then she starts crying to him, and he was a second assistant store manager acting. He wasn't official. And then he's like, well, we can give you 10% off. That's the best we can do. And then for some reason, he's like, well, if you want, there's comment cards in the front of the store that you can fill out. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for fucking pointing her in the direction of shitting all over me. I'm sure she's going to be 100% unbiased in her description of our conversation, and it's not going to come back to bite me in the ass. Interesting fact, he and I, Eskimo brothers.
Oh, for God's sake.
What about your razor now?
So I bought a razor, and it was like 2 weeks after at Target. And I was like, oh, I didn't look at what date it was. I just saw that it still said sale, but it was for that particular razor. And I go up there and it's full price. Like, it's the sign. So lady goes back, yep, just give it. See, then if you say the sign still says, you have to look right where it says like the date and half the time.
The end date of the sale.
And usually
period.
It doesn't say it. It's usually in code for the Target employees. So, nope, that's fine. If you guys fucked it up, accept it.
There's a law about that in Minnesota called the law of fair and honest pricing.
Exactly. So when you put where it says, hey, this TV is $199, and you accidentally put it on a car where it still says TV, the car is not $199. Going to your generalized thing with the
signage on the shelving system, that's a lot different, because I went to Target once and they had the entire series of Briscoe County Jr., which I was super excited and I wanted to buy, but it was on a front end cap. All of them in stock were on an end cap for $18.78. The price at the time was like $50. Like, whoa. So do I get it that price? Well, no, that's the wrong price. I really wanted to press the issue, be like, no, dude, somebody put this here and it's been sitting here. You're misrepresenting it.
Especially when there's 5 other of those right behind it. They weren't just put there by accident.
No, in my instance at Menards, somebody took the sign off the display and moved it out of the way to access another sign for a different display that they shared adjacent space. Not like we walked away and a day went by, because this was on like the middle of the week at Target, and they put their new shit out on Tuesdays.
I was at Target once getting pictures developed. I think that this is when we were still using camera rolls or the disposable, but still, it was within the last 10 years. And a lady was in front of me, and yes, if you spend $10, you get $10 off. So technically, you could get your items for free. Well, her total came out to $9.37.
Oh, bitch.
Well, can I give you the remaining 63 cents? No, it's not going to work. The system will not. No, I can give you I want the $10 off, but it's not going to work. I cannot physically do that. I cannot have the system say, oh, here's this to get the $10 off. Well, how the hell am I supposed to know that I'm supposed to
spend the exact amount?
Yeah.
It says so.
It says so in the fine print. So I'm sitting back, and not a Target employee, but I'm just sitting back. And finally, or another employee at Target comes up, and she's still throwing this big hissy fit. How the hell am I supposed to know? Finally, I spoke up. It's in the fine print. Well, how the hell am I supposed to read that? That's fine print for anything. It says you need to spend $10 to be able to get $10 off. Fine print. You cannot substitute $9.34 and get that. So she's pissed. How the hell am I supposed to know what my photos are going to come out to? And
they want you to purchase more than $10 worth is the point.
And right underneath where her bag is the dollar amounts or the costs for developing photos. How am I supposed to know this? How the hell am I supposed to know? Well, if you did the math, you'd be able to figure that out.
Or read it all.
Do you know how much I spend in the grocery store part of it, Target? They don't care.
No.
I don't care if it's connected to guest services. They don't give a shit. And this chick's just about to cry. And finally I spoke up again about him, like, there's customer service. She's like, I want an envelope. She rips up, so she's all pissed off, and instead of taking it, she rips up her coupon and then says, I want an envelope so I can send it to the customer service, as she's still putting it right on the dollar amounts for photos. Mm-hmm. And finally I said one other thing, like, she's like, why are you even caring? I just want to get my fucking photos. Okay, I didn't say fucking, but I'm like, I need to get my photos. That's all I'm here for. That's what everybody else behind me is waiting for. F you. F me? That's the best you have is F me? You couldn't even say fuck you?
Fuck you, I'm out.
You said F you? That's awesome. And
what is she, 5?
Pretty much. And as I'm walking out, she's still standing there. She's just like, sucks to be you. I just wanted my photos. I wasn't complaining. If I had $9.99, I would go find something for 10 cents. I was just at Cabela's the other day, and in order to get so much points on his card, he needed to spend like $2 extra. He's like, go get a Coke. So he picked up 2 pops and gave it over. See, that's how or if you want the $10 off, buy 2 things. Yeah, you're still spending $4 extra, and technically,
but you're saving.
Yeah.
It's amazing how people that have never worked in retail but still are all the time at the fucking store don't understand how that works. Like, there's a magical button on the register that says round up to discount, where you can just give them the 63 cents.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No, the system, I can't bypass the system.
You're getting pretty hot and bothered. You know what I think that means? It's an excellent time for the RPS challenge.
Because I'm going to fucking lose.
Because you're all worked out now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, no. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Blumpkin&Friends proudly brings to you the Rock, Paper, Scissors Intercontinental Championship Challenge Championship of the World! Here's who you're taking on. Nurse Ashley is the current champion. She defeated number 1 fan Tim, who apparently cannot get beyond a single title defense. He'll win it, and then he'll lose it right away. It is ridiculous. He is the Ducky from 16 Candles of the RPS challenge right now. And I don't know what I mean by that, but I mean it.
He's the Genesis of ITRadio, but Genesis never won. He was probably the most used competitor, and he never won.
You're listening to Blumpkin&Friends.
All right, RPS challenge.
Hand number 1.
Scissors.
She threw a paper. Point for you. Hand number 2.
There's only 3 hands, and I can't think of it. Rock.
She threw a scissors. Point to you. Hand number 3.
Rock.
She threw paper. Point to her.
Bitch.
I forgot to add, I asked her for some antagonistic comments, kind of like cutting a promo in wrestling to try to fuck with you. And she's like, tell Graeme I'm going to eat him like a cracker. And I just thought, really? Puns?
No. That's how I have to tell people, like, what's your name? Graeme? Graeme? No, Graeme. Like the fucking cracker. Oh, okay. Like, then they get it. Is your name Bram? No, Graeme.
How many people are named Bram?
I know 1.
Is he a vampire?
He's actually related to Bram Stoker.
Go figure.
Mm-hmm. I just gave out his name, but he's like, they're actually related to him. Yeah. And then they named their daughter Bella after Twilight.
That's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Hand number 4.
Let's do scissors.
scissors. She threw a rock. So right now we have a 2-2 tie.
Fuck.
Going into hand number 5.
So what were her hands again?
She has thrown a paper, a scissors, a paper, and a rock. Hand number 5.
Scissors, paper, let's do scissors. I'm not changing my answer.
She threw a rock. The winner, and still rock, paper, scissors, Intercontinental Championship Challenge champion, Nurse Ashley.
Bitch.
You lose.
That's all right.
She's going to be so excited. No, she won't care. How do you feel after that competition that went to ties, and then it came down to the final hand? Final hand.
I really don't give a shit.
Nice. I just wanted to go overtime. I didn't get to. Fuck
yeah,
you.
I was hoping. You should be like, no.
Are you sure you want to throw something
paper
that isn't gonna break?
Rock. Paper's
Yes.
rock. Yes.
Interact with the show on Twitter at Blumpkin Show. That is at Blumpkin Show. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/Blumpkin&Friends.
Maybe next week you'll be able to beat the bitch.
I don't ever play because...
Well, I just meant... I was implying the listeners, not you.
Oh.
I think I only played once, and that was at the 10-year anniversary show of ITRadio.
Well, I don't know when I'd play. It'd have to be live.
Yeah. Very rarely did I actually play. I think Frosty had played, but I'd never played because I had all the hands.
I'd have to write down my hands and have her write down hers, and we compare notes, and then just be kind of nerdy and not fun.
The Juice cheated.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. I'm the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin.
I'm Graeme, formerly of ITRadio.
Good night. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, well, you invited everyone you knew, you would see the greatest gift would be from me, and the connoisseurs would say, thank you from Blumpkin and Friends.